Welcome back, everyone. Long about 3 years ago, I found out that right here in our community, the Mendelssohn Club of Albany existed. Male chorus, 60 members strong. And if you know anything about male choruses, when you get 60 voices strong, and you're talking about tenors and baritons and bass voices, you can take the paint off a wall. And joining me third year in a row are two members from the Mendelssohn Club who are here to talk about the annual holiday concert. So welcome back, guys.
Thank you.
Great to have you here. Now, you know, third year, fourth year, I get a jacket. Okay.
We can hook you up.
This is John Musacchio. He's president of the Mendelssohn Club, and we have the conductor with us today also. Jeffery Vredenburg. Welcome back, Jeff.
Thank you very much.
Very nice to have
Pleasure
you
being here.
Boy, you know, there's nothing like it. You can listen to Led Zeppelin, you can listen to a lot of music, but boy, you put 60 men together in tight harmony. That is a serious sound, right?
It really is. It has so much depth to it.
Boy,
and it just really is a unique sound. Really very, very unique, which we love.
For sure. Now, you've been conductor, I think, if I'm doing the math right, last year it was 16, so this might be 17 years?
You got it.
Yeah, good. Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
that's
You're the kid. You've only been... but you're pushing on a decade, though, right?
I am. This is my 9th year in the club, so it's been a great 9 years.
You know, John, I asked you this question last year, and I want to ask you again, because, you know, we live in a culture where, you know, especially if someone's a musician or whatever, they know what it's like to work with other musicians and that collaboration. And I remember you telling me that you couldn't wait for rehearsals, and you just couldn't wait to get in that room and just start working out harmony parts and listening to the resonance and listening to the blending and all of that stuff. What is it about it, John?
Well, you know, it's a number of things, Jesse. One of the most fun and important parts of choral singing is listening to each other and blending together. We have a great group of guys in the club. It's 60 great guys. We have a phenomenal accompanist, Michael Clement. And when we all do our own thing, and we all learn our own parts, and then come together to put everything together into one song and one piece of music. It's just an amazing thing that happens because everybody's working off one another, listening to one another, and it's just a wonderful way to come together as people to put together such a beautiful product. And so it's a meaningful thing. It really feels great to do that.
Yeah, I bet it does. You know, it raises the hair on the back of your neck. Because you know it, you know? I mean, you know the music, you're working on your part, and you get in there, and all of a sudden, you start to hear the blend, and all of a sudden you start to hear how it's working, and then everybody gets a little more emotionally attached to it and involved, and before you know it, I was joking before, you take the paint off the walls, man, because sometimes it really does just really get there, right?
And it doesn't have to be loud. It can be really
right
soft. It doesn't have to be loud.
Now, given the range of a male voice, you're talking pretty much 4-part harmonies, right, Jeff?
4-part. Two tenors
and
two
bass
bari.
Yes, got it. Okay.
We are.
Now, as a conductor, what's a process like for you? You select a piece of music, let's say.
Yeah.
You bring it to the club. You have a committee in the club that's sort of deciding what you're going to play, when you're going to do it,
with me, I sort of give them a rough outline, and then we sort of tweak it a little bit, you know, to make it more club friendly, what's it say?
Oh, okay.
And so when we start, like in September, we get the 14, 15 pieces that we're doing for the semester, and then we start to look at them very, you know, in a beginning sort of way. We learn the notes, we learn the rhythms. Then over the course of the months, we start to add in the louds and softs. We start to add in proper diction so you know what the word is. And then finally, we really get connected to the text and to the musical phrase to make it come alive to the audience, to make it really interesting. So it's a gradual process. It's sort of like, you know, building your own home. You just you make it more yours over the years. You have to feel comfortable with it. And so it just takes a while for the men to be comfortable with the tune, unless the tune is something that we do, and some of the tunes we do over and over because we sing them in extra gigs away, so they know them right away. But
how many of the members read music?
Only about 2/3 do. About a third of the guys, you know, so about 20 or so don't read music as far as I know. And,
Whoa, you have to have serious pitch, and you also have to really pay attention to your intervals instead of jumping on the bandwagon of the guy next to you, right? Because we're talking 4-part harmony, and when you're talking 4-part harmony, those harmonies are tight.
Yeah.
Right?
And
Meaning
so,
the intervals are tight.
and so we've started to do a couple things over the past years. We've done sectionals where we just have the tenors, rehearsing for an hour during our 2-hour rehearsal, and then the bass baritone rehearsing. Then we come back together, and it's a little bit easier for those people who haven't the skills at this point in their life, but they have a tremendous ear. They're willing to listen, and then they become familiar, and they could all follow the music with change from line to lines. But it's just a matter of teaching them what the sound is, and once they have the sound in their ears, and we also have other recordings which they can listen to at home on the website that we create for them. So we give them lots of opportunities to make sure they feel comfortable.
Comfortable with it. The concert this year is December 15. That's a Friday. It's at the Egg. Interesting. It's called Class and Brass. And who wants this one? All right, John, you get the first crack. You get class and you get brass.
All right.
What does class refer to?
Oh, can I take brass?
Okay, you can take brass. What does class refer to?
I think the class comes from the men and also the other choir we're having. We're having the Tamarack Select Elementary School. Very, very well-known elementary school conducted by Chris Sigenthaler, who's a former student of mine. And they're great treble players. They've been on WMHT. They've also been at several festivals at the Troy Music Hall. And they're just a really good elementary choir, sing beautifully in tune with a lot of emotion, great parent support, and of course then we have the class with the men.
Oh, sure, but then, you're talking about elementary school here, so we're in the soprano range.
Right.
So you start to take that and blend it together with what the men are doing.
Yeah.
And man alive, now you've got unbelievable range.
So we have 2 numbers at the end where we're going to be joining forces together.
Oh, I love it. Brass.
All right, the brass. This is one of my favorite things about this concert. Trombone quartet. That's not something you hear often, and I love saying it. We're having a trombone quartet, 4 phenomenal trombone players who are coming together to do their own set and also to accompany the club on a number of tunes as well, including one song that was written by Bruckner in the 18th century. 18th century?
19th century.
No, sorry, 19th
19th
century.
century.
19th century.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm a lawyer, I can't count. Yeah. And he wrote this whole piece for a male choir, like ours, with 4 trombones. And it's very rare, but it's just going to be a phenomenal thing to be able to put
I
all
think
together.
very is the operative word in that sentence. Very rare. You're talking about a piece that was written for male chorus and 4 trombones.
Yeah, and we've got
I've
that
never
this
heard
year.
of that, by the way.
It's very
That'd be great.
unusual.
And of course, all of the holiday favorites. You can't be in a bad mood after you leave this event because it's just to hear the power of all of those men singing together. Now you've got the elementary school coming in, and you've got 4 trombonists. This is really quite an event. Hey, tickets are only $20. It basically, they won't tell you, but I will. It just covers the cost, maybe, for the rental of the hall and all of the things that are associated with actually putting on a concert like this. $20 Friday, December 15th, 7:30. Get down to the Egg at the Empire State Plaza and really treat yourself. Bring your family and hear 60 of the finest voices all in harmony together. It's really so powerful to listen to. Well, John, it was great to see you again.
Great to see
Thank
you,
you for
Jesse.
coming in. Jeff, great to see you as
Always
well.
a pleasure.
That's 42 long next year. Don't forget.
You're on our list.
You're on our
On
list.
the jacket. Yeah, sure, go.
I just wanted to mention that as of last night, there were only about 45 tickets left
Great.
for the concert out of the 900 at the Egg. And also we have an active Facebook page, and there are updates about all of our other concerts that we do throughout the year and ticket opportunities on
And we will
Facebook
also have
too.
you back. You were back in the spring, I think, right, for a fundraiser or something, right?
Yes.
Yes,
Last
that'd
year.
be great.
Yes.
Good, so come back again. Right, it does sell out. I forgot to mention that. Okay, great to see you, John.
Thank you very
Great
much.
to see you, Jeff. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you,
Appreciate it.
You're welcome. To see this interview again, you can head to our website, lookTVonline.com.